Hey everyone, meteorologist Bell Tucker with your 29 First Alert Deep Dive into Weather. Welcome to another one. Happy Monday. Unfortunately, we don't have better weather for a Monday, but let's go and get into it. So your weather headlines for today. First, we do have dry weather ahead, so something to look forward to. Temperatures are going to be all over the place this week. We're in the upper 70s today. We're going to fall. The temperatures are going to fall down, and then they're going to rise back again. So you want to stick around and see what those look like. And I have updates on Umberto and Imelda out in the Atlantic. So let's go and take a look at our Scott Stadium camera. As you can see, mostly cloudy skies for your Monday. A gloomy look, but don't let that bring you down. Go get a pumpkin spice latte. Go do something fun to try and enjoy your day. Current dew points are in the lower 60s, so you might notice the humidity just a bit, especially with these warmer temperatures, but we are being shaded, so the clouds are helping to keep the temperatures down more than they would be. They would be higher if the clouds were not here, basically. Here's a look at our graph of that. So we're somewhere in between sticky and comfortable with the dew points. And I'll look at your current temperatures. We're in the upper 70s, or the low to mid 70s. We've got 76 in Charlottesville, 77 in Palmyra, 77 in Orange, 71 in Harrisonburg, 71 in Stanton, 68 in Waynesboro. And here's a look at your planner for the rest of your day going into tonight. So as you can see, the cloudiness is going to remain. We're going to see a few showers as well. At noontime, we did have a few showers, mainly further east and south of our viewing area. I'll explain why that is in just a minute. Here's a look at your high temperature trend. So this was the temperature trend that I was talking about. As you can see, we're going to fall into the lower 70s later this week, Thursday, Friday. And then as we head into Saturday and Sunday, temperatures start to slowly rise. So we're going to see the mid 70s on Saturday, upper 70s on Sunday. We could go into the 80s as we head into the beginning of next week. It's a little too far in advance to say that for sure, but that's currently what the models are predicting. So you're going to want to tune in so you know what to wear each and every day. A look at your radar, you can see where those showers are. As I mentioned, they are further south and east of our viewing area. We've got light showers in Louisa County, pretty widespread there, good coverage, Fluvanna, parts of Buckingham, and kind of a little bit all over the place. These are coming from two systems, the cloudiness and the showers. You can see how they're moving southwest, and that is due to not only the front that we had affect us last week, but also Tropical Storm Imelda. So we've got the stationary front that is currently kind of cradling the coast there. We've got Tropical Storm Imelda moving more further northward, still further south of us, but you can kind of see that trail that's coming from the rain that's being produced by that and kind of being upticked towards our direction. Now, here's what this model is predicting for the rest of your day today, going into tomorrow, and even a look into Wednesday. So this is 4 p.m. for today. The cloudiness is going to remain. Still, again, going to see a few showers, light rain, nothing substantial. As we head into tonight, pretty much the same story. And even going into tomorrow morning. So as you're sleeping, you might hear that rainfall. 8:30 a.m., pack your umbrella just in case. Few showers are still in the forecast for tomorrow, and cloudy skies are going to continue until later tomorrow. So as you can see, 8:30 p.m., you can kind of notice the abrupt kind of pull downwards of the clouds and also the moisture further south, and that's due to a few factors. So we've got Imelda. Well, I don't want to tease too much. I'll just say that, and then as I get into the tropics a little bit later, I'll show you that. So this is into Wednesday. We've got mostly sunny skies and dry conditions. So here's a look at your day for tomorrow, kind of a repeat of what we saw today. A few showers, cloudy skies, a little bit cooler though. So today we're in the mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow we're going to be in the low to mid 70s. So that's the difference there. Now as we look to our drought monitor, this was updated September 25th, so last Thursday. As you can see, we are still in moderate conditions for most of our viewing area. Louisa County has portions further east that is dry, and we'll see this hopefully change as we head into this Thursday. We did see some rain over the span of a couple of days, so relatively lighter rain, but we'll still get to see how this updates, and we definitely need it. Now let me go ahead and transition into the tropics. So we're tracking 2 systems, and I just want to take a moment to appreciate this radar right now. I just think this just looks so cool with these 2 storms almost parallel to each other, moving in similar directions right now. They're both moving northward, and not something you see all the time. And you know, Hurricane Umberto is our 3rd major hurricane, currently a Category 4. It did make Category 5 status over the weekend, and then Tropical Storm Imelda was a little bit late to form into a tropical storm, a little bit longer than expected, but eventually is now a tropical system. So here's a look at the headlines for this. So we've got Hurricane Umberto staying in the Atlantic, Tropical Storm Imelda now steering right, and they're both moving north and northeast with minimal impacts, which is great news. Last week, we saw the spaghetti plots steering Imelda further north. They did have some plots, or some models were showing Imelda going right, but most of the models were showing Imelda heading towards the coast. There was still a lot of uncertainty with that, though, and even when we looked at the tracker for last week, they had a huge circle of uncertainty. Really weren't sure what was going to happen here, but now the models are in agreement with the turn to the right, and that's due to a couple of different factors. We've got upper level systems that are in play with this, but also Hurricane Umberto is actually helping us out, because Umberto is actually helping to pull Imelda away from the coast. So I'm going to go ahead and show you their trackers. These are the spaghetti plots. As you can see, now we are in agreement. As we head further into the Atlantic, they do have variations with that, of course, but all of them are showing Imelda now turning right, not exactly agreeing when, but both showing turning right, and Umberto going up to northwards and then making a right turn as well. So as you can see, you might think, oh, are these storms going to overlap? Well, one is expected to move faster than the other, so Imelda is not expected to turn right away, and that's going to leave Umberto kind of making its way further, and then Imelda kind of seemingly following Umberto is kind of what it looks like. I'll show you that. First, let me show you this tracker for Umberto. As you can see, Category 4 hurricane, wind speeds at 145 miles per hour. And as we head into Tuesday, Category 3, Wednesday, Category 2. And I want you to keep in mind those timestamps. So Tuesday, Category 3, you can see where it's located. Wednesday, Category 2, further north. Now, as we look at Imelda, you can see by Tuesday, the prediction is that it's supposed to, first of all, it's supposed to turn into a hurricane, so Category 1 hurricane by Tuesday. But also that on Tuesday, it's kind of stalled a little bit at its current location and moved slightly northeast. And then by Wednesday, that's kind of where it's expected to be close, as you can see, close to where Hurricane Umberto is right now. But by the tracker that we saw just a moment ago, you can see Hurricane Umberto is expected to be further northward. So they are not expected to cross paths as of right now, as what these trackers are showing. Here's a look into that. So there's an effect called the Fujiari effect, and basically with this, you have 2 storms. If they have a minimum distance of at least 870 miles, they can kind of influence each other, and that's what we're going to see. As you can see, we've got Imelda, Umberto, and you can kind of see the pool as Imelda looks to be following Umberto. So here's another look into that. This is Wednesday, and then they kind of diminish as they head into colder waters. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. So we do have the rain continuing into tomorrow. Dry weather returns on Wednesday along with sunnier skies. And then the temperatures all over the place. So you're going to want to download the app in case you're wanting to know what you're going to want to wear every day, because it's going to vary slightly, as you can see, still in the 70s, but fluctuating up and down there. So make sure you're tuning in, you're staying updated. We are obviously going to provide you with all of the updates. Thanks so much for joining me again on another deep dive into weather. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. You make the most of today despite the cloudiness and the rain, and that you look forward to the drier conditions. I'll see you again tomorrow, and I will say this now before I forget, that on Thursday and Friday I will be working the morning show, so we will not have a deep dive into weather. But yes, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks so much for joining.